Clean linen for bandages? Fresh medicinal herbs? Salve, legate. Are you looking for medical supplies? I am a surgeon, a specialist who heals broken bones and treats severe wounds. Tell me what you need, and I shall provide you with everything. Every healer I know dreams of going to war with the legions. But bones do not only break in battle. Life in Rome can sometimes be a battlefield. I do not charge for the act of healing. I charge for the items I use. My potions and bandages do not come cheap. It would have been fortuitous if the gods simply granted such materials. But healing is the art of mortal hands, and mortal hands need denarii. I have some linen I can spare. You could buy some if you want to make bandages. This bottle could also prove to be interesting for you. It's a concoction that works against the effects of many poisons. The machinations of the senatorial class can occasionally turn very bitter indeed. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. Good. You should make sure to consult a trained healer in mixing this, however. The wrong application could turn ugly. Of that, I have plenty. How many do you need? Thank you. Let us hope you'll never have need of them.
A fine reward is offered for the return of a horse stolen from the stables of Proculus Sinicius Hilario.
I have the best wine in Rome, I guarantee it. Oh wait, what brings you to the land of wine today? If wine is what you seek, you have come to the right place. My wine is much better than those of Marcellus Vipsanius. That's what I call it. This area of the market belongs to the Collegium Venariorum. We are an association of all the wine merchants in Rome. Oh, indeed. I recognize you now. Welcome to my stall, then. Are you looking to sell? He prioritizes customer satisfaction at the cost of morality and the law. He lies, cheats, and threatens. In the end, he acquires the best vintages. Some of us do, but many of us purchase wine from vineyards and sell it here at the market. I would be very interested, but the rules state that I have to call the other merchants for a tasting. We each must have an equal opportunity. Exciting! This is brilliant! Exquisite! The best wine I have tasted this year. You know, your father and my father used to trade, but I do not believe they ever achieved this level of excellence.
I do not know, Quintus. It does have a harsh finish.
I would call it nutty. It's a really good wine, though. I could sell this for years. Domine, would you consider a 5-year deal? I'm willing to buy a fifth of your stock this year and another fifth next year and so on. For each batch, I would offer you 1,000 denarii.
I won't risk that. Tastes change, and demands change with them. I'll pay you 3,500 denarii. Sure, it is less than you'd get from Claudius over 5 years, but I want all of this wine now.
I agree, it is a good wine. I will buy all of your stock right now, and I'll pay 4,000 denarii, more than Quintus is willing to part with. Half now, and half when I take delivery.
I am an honest trader, legate. My father used to deal with your father before either of us was born. I will sell your wine to the best clients and pay for all of it up front.
The deal favors us both. I pay less now, and you have greater profits in the long term.
It's good money. More than what Quintus pays, and you'll get paid as soon as I take delivery. In exchange, your wine will be sold at the best tavern in Rome. It's an offer you cannot refuse. I'm sure you've made the right choice, and that you know what's good for you.
Your business acumen is impressive. I agree to your terms and revise the offer. I shall pay you 6,000 denarii over the next 5 years.
Preposterous. You can't make a deal with these fools. Mark my words, you will regret this. I give you one last chance to change your mind. You have missed out on a great business venture.
I will make the arrangements at once. You will receive the first installment soon. Wide selection of wines from Greece and Africa. Wines for every taste and every budget.
Or is it just me?
It isn't you. The bread is getting worse. I've noticed it as well.
The Collegium Pistorum is not what it used to be.
The problem is Egypt. The conflict of succession is interrupting the grain supply.
Typical. Perhaps it's time Rome takes a more direct interest in how that country is governed.
So you found me again, but you're a civilian now. Here you are, just another customer in my smithy. I don't believe I have had occasion to mention it. Might I tempt you with some high-quality kitchenware? There is no market for such tools in peacetime, and of course weapons are not allowed inside the pomerium. Tell you what, I do have something here you might be interested in. Have you ever heard the legend of the Ancilla? I'm not much of a storyteller, but they say the shield of Mars fell from the sky during the reign of Numa Pompilius. In his wisdom, the king ordered 11 copies to be forged. They were stored alongside the original in the Temple of Mars. I have come into possession of one of them. Or perhaps it's the original, who knows? But you see, even a replica, ancient and storied as it is worth a small fortune. If nothing else, it's an exquisite artifact of a bygone age. Then, if you buy it from me, you should take good care of it. You are as savvy in business as you are in warfare, I see. I do have an assistant, my daughter. She is all I can afford. But today she is with her teacher learning history or Greek or some other such high-minded nonsense. The hope is if he fills her head with enough such drivel, she will find a wealthy husband so she'll never have to peddle my pots and pans again.
You've sent the birds to shit on my stall.
Are you out of your mind? You think I can command the birds?
They only shit on my crates, never on yours.
What difference does it make? Your crates are already full of shit.
Could I possibly pay you to send one of your apprentices to my house?
I'm sure we can arrange that. What seems to be the problem?
My house is built over the cloaca. There is a smell recently.
Oh, I see. I'll send someone out to you tomorrow, and we'll get that looked at.
It's the young girl with the auburn hair on the second floor, on the corner.
Ah, indeed, she is a pretty one. I can see why he pines for her.
I wish she'd just take the boy in and give him what he wants so he'll stop moaning about her outside my window. It's every night now.
If I were you, I would just empty the chamber pot on his head.
I couldn't. He reminds me of my dear Noctua.
You don't understand. We love each other. Ask her yourself.
My daughter will not be seen with anyone from your family. If I ever catch you sneaking around here again, I'm going to gut you like a fish. Now get out!
Grania, wife of Paulus Belventius.
That's me.
Domina, it is with great sorrow that I bring word from the Imperator.
Don't.
Your husband was killed in the siege of Chalcedon.
Stop.
He fought courageously and gave his life in the service of Rome.
Go. Leave.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Get out.
His own brother killed him. He admitted it in front of the Senate.
That's outrageous. And he was a senator too. What kind of man kills a member of his own family?
Personally, I think it was brave. These patricians always put their family ahead of the people they're supposed to serve. They're corrupt, the lot of them.
I guess it is refreshing to see a man who would give up so much in the fight against corruption.
You came! If I say dumb things, blame the wine. But I really didn't expect you to appear here, of all places. Nothing. I just thought it'd be a bit beneath your station as an honorable legatus of Rome. But obviously that's my mistake. Woman, bring us a fresh jug. My friend is still sober, and that's simply not acceptable. Now, what are we drinking to? All for the glory of Rome. That hit the spot. Another one? Are you sure of that? Do not make any hasty decisions now. Another! Keep it pouring!
And then I said, well, what can you say in that situation? Obviously, I asked, is that really a goat? Or a sorry excuse for a tent pole? You know, because the goat was kind of malnourished and the seamstress was in love with the... Oh, forget it. It was a complicated situation and I'm too drunk to explain. You know what people say in Africa? Wine makes the soul come out of you. You're all right, my friend. You're all right. I'm glad you came. Friendships that develop in war don't always stand the test of peacetime. More than I could count. I've walked on so many different kinds of soil, seen so many faces, and broken so many hearts. Marcellus Vipsenius is the best. Some say he's working on the recipes of the legendary Margot himself. Others say he smuggles his wine from Carthage. An amusing notion. Should I also get a wife and make a few little brats of my own? Not me. I'm an adventurer at heart, and an adventurer never rests. Sure, life is full of pain and misery, but it's also full of beauty and wonder. You should endure the former and live for the latter. There's so much to experience still. To people like us, settling down is like death, something you don't long for, nor expect.
Another jug, Domini.
That will be all, Soa.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you, Domina. May we perhaps retreat to a private chamber?
But I'm not, and I have no interest in going anywhere with this Soa. Out with it, woman. What do you want?
I think I am with child. You are the father of my child, future child. Don't you remember me, Aquilinos?
What? That she does. But I've never seen this woman in my life.
You told me you would not remember me afterwards. And I respected that in a way, but now I need your help. Marcellus Vipsenius doesn't like his girls giving birth. He's a cruel man. I remember how kind you were to me. My child deserves better. Our child. Even if you don't want to have anything to do with me, I want our child safe and away from this shithole. Will you save me?
Indeed. Perhaps we should inform the Kensos.
Quit bothering the guests, look here. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Quickly, Sour.
The night has taken an unusual turn. I apologize. I don't, but I do tend to forget some things when I'm drunk. Still, I find it hard to believe I'd forget the mother of my own child. Maybe, well, not entirely. Times like these I wish Calida were here. That woman has a knack for spotting a lie. Probably not. But what if it really is my child? I don't know what to make of any of this. I'll have to think. Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. You go. I suddenly have much to think about.
Everything is safe.
Good evening.
Domine. It's certainly a different experience compared to teaching you and your sister. To a casual observer, Tabat could seem slow, intractable, or, dare I say, stupid. That would be a wrong assessment. I have found Bestia Tabat to be infinitely malleable. We're lucky to have him on our side. We're doing very well, actually. Given enough time and persistence, we can rely on the wine business solely. In fact, we owe our success in the political arena partly to our excellent vineyards.
Do you need me? Excuse me.
It's so good to have you back home safe and sound.
Excuse me. Is everything well, dear? They told me Lucullus is your patronus now. That means our family reputation will be restored.
That and more.
Lucius, Louiana. It's so good to see you again, Mother. And brother, you're back.
Isn't that a beautiful sight? You are the patriarch of this family now. The well-being of it is your primary concern. The villa is yours. All of your rights are restored. Congratulations.
I don't know how we can ever repay you, Lucius.
There's no need to repay anything. You of all people should know that, Claudiana. This was not a transaction. I'll keep that in mind.
Is that it? But what if
Don't
they...
worry, Claudiana. No one can harm your family as long as I am alive. Everything will be fine.
Good morning, dear. Have you slept well? Cats standing guard. Against whom? Will they stop the northern barbarians by their sheer fluffiness?
I heard in the East people think that cats guard the gates of the underworld.
Maybe. Let us hope they are.
There is a thing. He asked to see you, Lorco. He says he has a business proposition.
It might still be a good idea to figure out what he's up to. Do be careful, though. Whatever you do, be careful.
Domine?
Domine.
That boy who always asks for you hasn't been around in a few days.
He became too aggressive when I turned him down.
What happened?
Deianira had a stern talk with him, and it seems he got the message.
That woman is worth her weight in gold.
Have a good night.
Good morning, Domine. I've been waiting for you.
Cutting up the weeds and trimming hedges, it's a constant struggle to keep nature in check, really.
You jest, I'm sure. If anything, I've grown a bigger belly. The wine doesn't help. I can't think of a reason why he would not be doing well. I've heard Nasamones is a land of forbidden pleasures. Alas, it's too far away. But speaking of our friends in high places, it might be worth going to the Senate this afternoon. Tullius Cicero is holding court there today. You might learn something. It is generating quite a bit of income, even though our recipes are old. The grape seed we have imported from Gallia produces tasteful drink. There's always room for improvement, though. That you do, and I can buy some groceries while we're at it.
These damned crows and their indiscriminate defecation. Salve, legate. What brings you to the Senate today? There isn't much to observe, at least not today. A session is only held if there is a relatio to discuss. As long as there are people, there will be problems. But there are some problems nobody wants to discuss. The Senate doesn't have a session today, but I have to talk to my clientes regularly. That is why you can usually find me here. Of course you may, as long as you're willing to give it back when you're done. My duty to the people of Rome. In other words, politics. I am known for defending people's rights, too, when they need it. That saddens me, but it does not surprise me. Our virtues are in steady decline. Many people enter the world of politics for personal gain, for the status it brings, all the money. We must work for the good of our society. It is the will of the gods, and therefore our duty. Indeed, it is implied. Why else would they give us reason? Reason is what men and gods have in common. It is what separates us from beasts. That reason must be used for the betterment of mankind. They may, but most of the time they can't. Proper discussion of a case requires skill in rhetorics. Few people are articulate enough to be able to express their problems properly. Instead, certainly not. I teach people and I defend people, and thus my duties are fulfilled. Our laws are by necessity not specific. That is how they apply the same way to all similar situations. There's an underlying principle for our legal system, an intention guiding each regulation. Yet every event is unique. Therefore, every case is one of a kind. Without a firm grasp of that underlying logic, laws cannot successfully be applied to specific situations. Laws should be generic but not vague. A man can inherently know the harm he has caused, for all our actions are guided by reason. Prior to the writing of Lex Duodecim Tabularum, our rights were determined by the likes of Tarquinius Superbus. Now they are written down for all to know. It is not that easy, of course. Laws and situations evolve, but at least the rights of our people are not subject to the whims of a madman. That is where I come in as a lawyer. Knowing their rights is a citizen's duty, but even those who fail at that duty deserve to have their rights defended. Is there anything else you wish to discuss? Neither the Senate nor the consuls rule Rome. Senators and consuls are supposed to be subservient to the people. No one but the citizens can know what's best for them. Public servants fulfill their needs and wishes. Senators should represent the people, not rule them. In time, a servus can achieve the privilege of citizenship, but politicians should speak for the servi too. Their rights should also be protected. What makes you say that? I'm actually quite fond of his company. That is true. Cato thinks an immoral or obviously guilty client does not deserve defending. I disagree. We broadly believe in the same ideals, though. A fair question. What do you think? But that assumes you have the ability to distinguish right from wrong. Do you claim to have such a skill? Perhaps not, but it is not up to me to pass judgment on people. I defend people because I simply like the art of rhetorics. Furthermore, my defense tests the system. If I can defend a guilty man successfully, that means the system is flawed. A flawed system cannot be just. Simply put, reason. We've been granted reason by the gods. I like the art of rhetorics because it helps me apply reason. Not because it gets me drunk or anything like that. An Epicurean would enjoy that in his misguided worldview. They believe life is all about pleasure. Then there's no difference between you and a stray dog. Your understanding of the art is probably better than you think. Suppose there is a chest. Inside the chest is something you desire, but the chest is locked. Now, I believe you would first look into your pockets and find out you're already in possession of the key. Logically, that would be the first thing to check. But let us suppose you can't do that. What other solution will you try next? Very good. A lock can be picked. Finesse and subtle manipulation is as important in rhetorics as in lockpicking. It is tempting to rely on facts and logic when you believe they support your argument. But in the end, everyone believes the facts are on their side. The way to change a man's heart is to stir his emotions. Weave a tale of woe. Paint your audience a vivid picture. Make them feel that you are right. If nothing else, pathos will keep spectators from being bored, and if you can hold a crowd's attention, you have already won. I have enjoyed this discussion, and I hope you have benefited from it. If you'll excuse me now, I have to talk to a client. Wale.
Free medical advice. I am well trained and highly experienced. Salve legate. Of that, I have plenty. How many do you need? Linen is not so difficult.
I'm looking to commission a painting for my bedroom wall.
Of course. I'd be delighted to discuss the details. What do you have in mind?
Something that might stimulate the love life. Something to excite the wife.
Ah, indeed. I'm sure we can come up with something.
It's always good to see you again at my shop. Have you decided to buy that item we discussed? A fair price, I should say. Very well. The ankile is yours. I cannot guarantee that it once belonged to a god, but you have my word that it is a good shield, and it will serve you well should you ever use it in combat.
So I'll soak some bread in wine and mix it with minced ox meat, and then what?
Then you roll it with salt and grill it over the fire, but not for too long.
And you think we can sell this?
Trust me, we'll make a fortune.
I do house calls in the evening. Salve, legat. Of that, I have plenty. How many do you need? Thank you. Let us hope you'll never have need of them.
Salve, it is good to see you after all this time. Straight to business and no idle chit-chat. No wonder that old fart chose you as his apprentice and tool. You are better at getting things done. It wasn't a compliment. I was merely stating a fact. The sun rises every day. Should it thank me for mentioning this? I think not. All compliments are lies. Unlike my brother, I'm not a deceitful person. Tell me, do you like managing your family's vineyard? To awaken you, perhaps. I've heard tales of your battles, Legate. You are a wolf. You're the kinsman of Romulus himself. We are very different, you and I. That's why I think we could work together instead of undermining each other. Tiberius was a fool. His vision was limited and crude. He was a believer in the Republic. I believe Rome is in grave danger. It is nothing new, of course. We always had enemies within and without. They always disliked what Rome is and what it stands for. But in the past, Rome used to be a force to be reckoned with. We have grown lazy and soft. Our republic and its myriad procedures slow us down. These days we're more interested in talking about things we should do rather than actually doing those things. We do need a new Rome, though, unshackled by the limitations of our ancient system and bureaucracy. It will be a Rome of strong minds willing to make difficult decisions. More importantly, it will teach our enemies to never underestimate us again. I have made my preparations, and I want you by my side. You misunderstand. I would never betray Rome. I am planning to run for consul. I'm sure I can convince you of the validity of my cause. What I'm going to show you will shock you. You'll see why Lucullus is in no position to do anything for Rome. and say I did not warn you. Wale, until next time.
Good day. You are clearly a well-bred young man. I will offer you a choice. Your money or your life. I'm afraid you're quite mistaken.
I believe the meaning was you will regret doing this.
Kill them both.
Salvete, people. Shall we even the odds?
Your timing is impeccable as usual, Kaiso. You save us again.
Always a pleasure, old man. Let us not turn this into a habit, though.
Where is Vitellius Lurko, one wonders?
In Tartarus, hopefully. But that's not important. A messenger arrived this morning. It is Proconsul Licinius Lucullus. He says I should find you as soon as possible, and you'd know why.
If I know Dominus Lucullus, he would have sent a rider for you with all the instructions. A reasonable precaution. We may soon need their assistance. You should go ahead. I get the feeling time is of the essence.
Have you ever been to Lutetia? They say it's the most romantic city in the world.
What? More beautiful than Rome itself? I find that hard to believe.
I didn't say beautiful, I said romantic.
But what does that mean?
It means there are a lot of women.
Do you need me? Have a good night.
It arrived just after noon. The rider insists on giving the message to you. It appears this woman was instructed to meet you here as well.
The proconsul just told me to find you. Said you'd know why. Exciting things always happen when you're around.
The message, please.
You must leave everything and come to Nazamones immediately. We're in grave danger. And I'm afraid in this case, we refers to both our family and Rome itself. It seems we have underestimated Vitellius Lurker. Although the little brother wields no political power of significance, he is the de facto leader of his family. An ambitious man who isn't reckless makes an enemy to be reckoned with. His friendly demeanor masks a molten core of vengeful desire. He still remembers how we dismantled their illegal operations in Asia. And I'm afraid he wants our lives in return. I have reason to believe Lurko is planning something big. My speculatores say he's preparing to remove me from my position in Nazamones by force and make it look like a local uprising. If he succeeds, Rome is likely to lose control of the entire territory, giving Lurko the perfect excuse to challenge the current consuls. We cannot allow him to go ahead with this plan. I need your help. Reconstitute Legio Victrix. I know they are still loyal to you. Then sail for Nazamones immediately. A battle-ready army will be the last thing Lurko would expect. Do not despair. Know that the sun is brightest following the darkest day. See this as an opportunity. If we can turn the tables on Lurko, we can at last expose him for the crook he is. I await your arrival anxiously. Your Patronus and your dear friend, Lucius Licinius Lucullus.
I could not find Calida, but I have brought Bestia.
I arrived before any of you did.
You're looking good, Bestia. You have recovered from our last fight?
The injuries were not a problem, but I still owe the arena master for all the damages we caused.
It was not settled.
They begged us to stop before we leveled the whole place.
We should leave as soon as possible, but... I don't think I'll be able to leave Rome so easily.
Is this about a woman again?
In a way it is. Do you remember that seller who approached us at Marcellus Vipsanius's? Well, it turns out she was telling the truth, at least partly. She has given birth to a baby girl. Thanks, I guess. Apparently she tried to escape from Vipsanius, who incidentally is her dominus. The problem is, they're blaming me for it. Of course I didn't. If I ever decide to help another man's cell escape, I will most certainly succeed. She claims to be the mother of my child. Perhaps she is, or perhaps she just knows Vipsanius and his people are naive enough to believe her. Marcellus Vipsanius has a reputation for mistreating his Seroi.
This may take a few days, but I'm sure we can prove these allegations have no merit.
Thank you, Nagate. I will now take care of our preparations. We leave as soon as possible.
Be careful, child.
Do not worry, Domina. I will make sure we return home safe and sound.
me.
Salvete, travelers. Welcome to the villa of Lucullus of Africa Proconsularis. State your identity and intentions. My apologies for not recognizing you immediately. It's been a long day. The proconsul is currently preoccupied. Please wait in the courtyard while I relay the news of your arrival to him.
Legate, a word.
I don't think he recognized you. This doesn't smell right. Something's up. Little things. His armor is a bit too small for his body. He never called you by name. And did you notice how he failed to pronounce the proconsul's full name?
It is said he who possesses a deceptive heart sees only deception in other people's hearts. And it is known that women are deceptive by nature.
Wow. And that is why you're old but still single, Cineros.
Well, to err on the side of caution is wise.
Finally, some truth in the old man's words. We should kill them all.
Oh, well, that is not exactly what I was going to propose. In fact, it's quite the opposite of
Killing
what
everyone is the most cautious option.
Are you sure you know the meaning of that word? So what if he's rude and his behavior is not proper? Obviously, he's not Roman.
Not really. If we will fight, I am ready.
If you wish. I don't think it's necessary, though.
I apologize for the delay. There have been some security-related problems recently. We had to take precautions. There was an attempt on his life recently. Nothing we can't handle, of course. Still, we're instructed to take all sorts of precautions. Relinquish your weapons here, please. No one's allowed to bear arms inside the villa.
Are you not glad that you heeded my advice?
Unfortunately, only 2 escorts are allowed beyond this point. Do not worry. I will take care of your friends while you're gone.
Right.
debauchery.
It's been a few years. I'll get back into it soon. What in the name of Jupiter is going on here?
Egyptians, Domini. They came out of nowhere. He locked himself into the study. They've killed everyone. The Surwi are imprisoned in the cellar. All I know is that they were in a great hurry. It seemed like they knew you were on your way.
I'm not surprised. This was an assassination attempt, and a very sloppy one at that.
Praise Fortuna. Take the key.
Lucullus! By the gods!
I'm sorry, Domine.
I'm not tired. I'm just angry. Very angry. Don't worry. I am focused as well. I think these are two separate questions. It is clear these killers were Egyptian. They took no care to obscure their identities. Their weapons are just lying around, and the murder weapon is clearly Egyptian. Honestly, the only thing that's missing here is a graffito saying Egyptians killed Lucullus. These people were in a great hurry. My guess is they quickly dispatched anyone who posed a threat, then got ready for our arrival. They had no reason to waste time killing the Surwi. Too much risk for no gain at all. I will be. Eventually.
Domine? It is rare that I feel the need to mourn someone. Dominus Lucullus was always kind to me. And that is equally rare. I will do what I can to help. It looks like he was stabbed multiple times. The murderer was probably behind him. There are no other bruises, which leads me to think he did not resist his attacker. Perhaps. Dominus was killed with a small stabbing dagger. Judging from the wounds, I can tell the particular shape the blade had. Such blades are rare in Rome, but quite common in Africa, especially Egypt. It doesn't make any sense, though. Why would the Egyptians do this? It would be an act of war. It is wise not to, Domine.
Legate. He was the most exceptional mentor and the best friend I've ever known. They killed him, and I couldn't do anything about it. You know what? It's all my fault. We lost valuable time trying to sort out that mess I got myself into with the Sewa. Because of that, someone who's closer to me than my own father is dead now. It's my fault, Legate. Some hero I am. Vitellius Lurco, of course. That Filius Canis. I will strangle him with my own hands. Justice
is not exactly what I had in mind. But you are right. I need to pull myself together. This all happened because of me. I delayed our journey. I will redeem myself by avenging him. That's the least I can do now.
I hope I will be allowed to serve the next proconsul.
I am sorry. He meant so much to you. How do you feel? It is too much to go through once, even for one as strong as you. We will make war again, I guess. You are back in your element, it seems.
Ha! I disagree. A strong foe attacks head-on. A weak foe strikes from the shadows. Rejoice, legate, for our enemy just announced how weak they are. We shall crush them with ease. Our course is clear. We know it's the Egyptians, right? Now, the first thing we need to do is start killing Egyptians. Eventually, we will get the murderer. Most likely before all Egyptians are dead. See? It's cautious and wise, just like Cineros said. Nonsense. I never misunderstand. I hope so.
Domine. They were dressed like Roman legionary. We had no reason to suspect them. Not at all. The Legion has people from all over the world. It really happened too fast. All of a sudden the legionaries started stabbing each other. We didn't know what to do. By the time I realised what was happening, it was already too late. Oh, but I'm not. The keys? Also we have the keys. I swear, I'm not working for them. I don't know why they kept me outside. Thank you, Domine.
Legate. A rider arrived. She wants to talk to Proconsul Lucius Licinius Lucullus. She says his life might be in danger.
Tell her she's a bit late.
Now that is an interesting development.
You are not the proconsul from Rome. I was instructed to speak only to him. It is a matter of life and death. What does that mean? Explain yourself, Roman.
It means you're too late.
I see. That is unfortunate. I am called Lunia the Golden Wolf of the land of Nazamones, sent by Her Majesty Cleopatra Philopatora Thea Philopatora, daughter of Ptolemy Euletes Nios Dionysios Philopato Philadelphos. The Queen intended to warn the proconsul against the possibility of an assassination, but it seems I was in need of a faster horse. He likes to play the flute.
A pharaoh has many titles, some traditional, some unique. Auletes means flute player.
Its significance is of little importance. Before it turned white, my hair was the color of wheat.
Oh, that's very unusual around here.
And therefore worthy of a byname. That's not for me to answer. Better if you ask her in person. Of course, that would indeed be the best course of action. Except there's a minor complication you need to resolve first.
There's always a catch.
Cleopatra doesn't exactly see eye to eye with her brother. The pharaoh, Ptolemy Theos Philopator, has exiled her from Egypt. She's been taken by caravan through the desert to a distant palace where she will be imprisoned. She offers to reveal the identity of the murderer to you, if you will free her. Yes. The Pharaoh is her husband and her brother. That would be unwise. Mostly because I don't know the answers to your questions. As I said, I am a messenger in this case. A queen does not lie.
Thank you for saving us, Domine.